Cowboys fans, hey, happy Friday to you all. Just getting in, was training my kids. Obviously, a lot of you guys know that I coach, so really, it's been a long Friday. I had a root canal today, so what happened was I chipped one of my teeth in the back, like chewing on some popcorn. Be careful when y'all eat popcorn, man. And I had to get that root taken out, and it wasn't really painful, like with the stuff that they use now to kind of numb the pain and everything. I wouldn't say it was painful, more or less. It was like the numbing feeling that went away. But anyway, this isn't dentist talk with Foots. This is Cowboys talk with Foots. But my day's been extremely long, and wouldn't you know it, Scott Linehan gets canned. So I had a plan to do this extravagant video. Was speaking to Joe Rod. It was going to be like, the Cowboys' top 5 off-season needs, and kind of what we needed to do. This happened today. I had a training session with my babies because a lot of you guys know that I coach. So I'm like, man, I really don't want to do a lot of editing. I just kind of want to post something, get my thoughts out, and then I'm going to be transitioning the channel to draft talk. And again, mock drafts and correlating. This year, we have to be prepared in the draft, and I want you guys as fans to be prepared. And, last year, I think that our draft coverage was, like, really good, and that really springboarded my channel to kind of the next level. And so I'm going to continue to get you guys prepared for what we might be doing. And, what now, with everything that's kind of developed today and with all these new developments, the draft is going to be big because now we got to figure out who's calling plays. Is Jason going to have a hand in that? And so that's why, Linehan out. But be careful what you wish for, because I really have a strong feeling that Doug and Jason are going to take over. I don't think that the Cowboys are going to, like, James Coley has been a name, Georgia offensive coordinator, that's been floated around out there, but I don't think the Cowboys are going to move outside of the organization. I think they're going to give the reins back to Jason, Doug Nussmeier, and Jason dialed up the game for the Giants game, and we saw that it was a really good game. But before I get to any of that, guys, thank you. Getting kind of ahead of myself, but thank you guys so much for growing with me. I want to send a special shout out to everybody who streamed the single and who downloaded the single. Creep, the response has been amazing. It really has, y'all. Here goes a quick snippet.
Tell me this just an accident, tragic as I imagine it. That side of you was passionate. I never been the type to channel it. Idle feelings cause abandonment. You always been the candidate. You said I could have handled it. The truth could be so scandalous, I ran from it. Got played the past similar like manuscript. Utilize them notes again and put them in this song I made.
All right, snippet over. The response has been amazing, so keep doing that, guys. Keep sharing it around, Spotify, iTunes, all that stuff. It's just, those of you who know me know it's a busy time for me, especially when I'm creating music, so sometimes I can't give the Cowboys coverage that I want, but trust and believe I'm always in tune and have an opinion for what's going on. So, like I said, I was going to do my top 5 off-season needs, and that's how it is when the season's over, okay? When the season's over, it's like everything just comes to a screeching halt. You're going 100 miles an hour and you just stop. With that being said, this is, like every Cowboys offseason, this is going to be a big one. Because now we don't really know. I think that Jason's going to get an extension, but do we know that? You know what I mean? We think that, Jason's safe, but do we know that? Now, was this kind of a deal? Because you heard him come out, I don't foresee, you hear him come out and he says, I don't foresee any big changes on the staff. And then, not even a week later, Scott Linehan's canned. And is it canned, or is it Scott kind of realized, well, this just wasn't working out, and let's be honest, Scott Linehan became the punching bag. And now that he's gone, Get ready. And that's what I mean in our transition to be careful what you wish for. So, I think that where Scott missed the ball, or where he missed his mark, was he didn't marry. So, let's pause for a second and let's rewind. I was so up and down on Dak this year. I'll be honest. I'm raising my hand. But the last 3 games, the Giants game, Seattle, and even the loss against the Rams, Dak, throughout his whole career, he's shown that he's a winner. No, he's never going to throw for 300 yards a game. He may never win an MVP. But the guy can win games. You think that, look at the Vikings right now. Kirk Cousins throws a great spiral. He throws a great deep ball. He throws for a lot of yards, but he doesn't win football games. Dak Prescott throws ducks at times. He's inaccurate, but the guy finds a way to win. And in his young career, he still needs to be developed. You need to find a guy who can bring the best out of this guy. With maybe it's, Dak, what do you like here? What do you want to run here? Maybe not a dictatorship type role, and maybe not a long developing offense. That was, let's be honest, this was Tony Romo's offense. I want to bring some West Coast ideas into this offense, getting the ball out of his hands quick. Tom Brady's been doing it for 20 years. 5 and outs. Tom Brady will 5 and out you till he dies. So I think that Scott they all missed the ball. The whole offensive staff missed the ball, the mark, and marrying a scheme that fits Dak Prescott. As a coordinator, and I want fans out here to understand, let's break down the word coordinator, coordination. You need to coordinate something that works with what you have. And that's why you guys hear me earlier say, who's going to be calling plays? That makes a big difference in what's going to happen within this draft. Who are we going to draft? What are we looking for? Are we looking for a tight end? Now, with Jason, I think that Jason is really going to have a hand in. I think that what will happen is maybe Doug will end up being the coordinator. He coordinates the game plan. And Jason may end up calling the plays. I really do. And then you hear these reports, like I told Cowboys fans, like Jason Garrett will have a job tomorrow. I heard some reports today that there were 5 teams that would bring Jason Garrett in as a head coach. So I'm telling you, he's respected around the league, and I think that Dallas is going to allow him. He's a very smart guy. I think that the Cowboys are going to allow him because he did it before. It didn't work. I think they're going to allow him the opportunity to get that. They say, you know what? You stayed patient for 2 years. It didn't work with Scott. You go do it, Jason. You've done a great job with managing. Maybe Chris Richard takes over with some more assistant coaching roles. But, the deal with Scott, he didn't want to talk to the press after the game. Very cowardly move. It was time to move on. Now, the biggest thing that whoever calls plays, and this is to me, you have to marry a special scheme for this special player. You have to sprinkle in some runs. You have to sprinkle in some quick passing. And this is kind of why I want a guy, a dynamic scat back type of guy, because now you could just throw a dump and he can take it for, a 10-yard gain, a first down. But whoever calls plays, you have to marry a scheme for Dak Prescott. That's just what it is. I think that he's the Cowboys' quarterback for the present and for the future. And whoever it is, you have to marry something for this guy. And the reason why I say be careful what you wish for is because is Jason Garrett the dude? Is it that type of, well, Jason may be so stuck in his ways that he may not even be able to do just that and change things up. I selfishly want a whole new scheme in. And I know that Cowboys fans do too. So you guys tell me, like, who, what, let me know, like, who do you guys want to see in here as this team's 2019 offensive coordinator? I know I've seen some Mike, not Munchak, Mike, he was with the Chargers for a while. I've seen Hugh Jackson. I don't want Hugh Jackson in Dallas. I don't think that's a good fit. Nonetheless, we got to know, Cowboys fans, because this is huge. Dak is he'll be in his 5th year in the league. Wow. fourth year. Fourth year. He'll be in his fourth year in the league. We got to know, Cowboys fans, because that next year is contract year. So the development of him, hopefully Kellen Moore is out soon too as well, because, you know, as a quarterback's coach, I don't think that Dak really took to him and said, wow, this is somebody I can learn from. I took his job. How can you learn from Kellen Moore? So anyway, Cowboys fans, you guys let me know, what do you think? Who do you think? My guess is as good as yours. Like I said, I think that Jason's going to take over. I really do. I don't think they're going to bring somebody in new. That's just not really what the Cowboys have been about. Well, I can't say that. They did bring in Chris Richard, but, you know, I'm kind of at a loss of ideas because you need somebody who's going to, number one, who wants to take on the challenge of Dak Prescott and really developing him into something special. He's already special, but now getting him to the next level. He's been in the playoffs twice. He's done some really nice things. So now we got to get him to the next level as a player. And who wants to do that? But you got to make sure that you keep Zeke involved. You got to make sure that you keep Amari Cooper involved and design him and scheme him up. I liked seeing Amari Cooper in the slot. That was a nice little wrinkle. So we got to make sure as a team, as an organization, that we find the right player to marry Dak Prescott to an offense that can be successful. So, Cowboys fans, what do you guys think? I'm leaving the floor up to you all. The floor is yours. Tell me what you want to see. I know you guys aren't going to want to see Jason calling plays, but I'm just afraid it might happen. All right, Cowboys fans, it's your boy Foots. As always, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Make sure that you guys check out the music, man. Keep growing with me. This doggone root canal, man. It's been a rough day, and I'm still getting to you guys. Draft talk coming soon. I think I'm going to work on T.J. Hawkinson. So, anyway, it's your boy Foots. Season over, but we got a lot to talk about. Peace.